All right, congratulations, you got a job. Now it's time to fill out tax forms that your employer gives you. Now you know about W-4, W-2. You've probably heard of them, and you probably know that they are income tax related. Well, you're right, but do you know the purpose of each one? That's what we're going to show you right now. So first off, the W-2. This is a form that your employer uses to report to you and the IRS how much income you earned for that year, how much did you withhold for federal income tax, state income tax, if any, were you a contributor to a retirement plan, dependent child credits, things like this. So this is what the employer uses, and they give it to you by January 31st of each year. So what you do with this form, you take that form in order to fill out your income tax returns. So your employer will send you 3 copies of a W-2. One is for your records, one is to file for your federal income tax, and one is to file with state income tax. That's a W-2. All right, so now we get to the W-4 form. The W-4 form is something that you fill out as the employee. Your employer gives this form to you when you first start working, and you're essentially telling your employer how much you want to withhold in taxes from your paycheck. It's based on how many allowances you want to claim. The more allowances you claim, the less in taxes they withhold, and the larger your paycheck. Smaller number of allowances, the more they're going to withhold from your paycheck. So your paycheck will be smaller if you claim 0 versus if you claim 10, then your paycheck's going to be higher. Well, you might say, well, gee whiz, I want a high paycheck, so I'll claim 10. Well, then, if you claim too many allowances and they don't withhold enough, when it's time to file your taxes, you might find yourself owing income taxes, and you don't want to do that. If you claim too small of allowances, they're going to over withhold, and yes, you get a big refund, but here's the thing. You should aim to get the smallest refund possible, and this is why. If you got a large refund, say more than $500, that means you gave the government more money, and they've held your money for well over a year. They didn't pay you interest. So if we can get that to a small amount of a refund, you certainly don't want to owe. Nobody likes to owe the government. But if you can just get a small refund, that means more in your paycheck each pay period. So think of it like this. If you got a refund when you filed your taxes, and let's say, I don't know, you got $1,500. That sounds great, and you are really happy you got a refund of $1,500, but let me ask you, what would you do with that? Think about it. You would probably say, wow, I got a refund of $1,500. I'm going to go buy a big screen TV. Now, let's say your paycheck was $100, maybe $200 more each pay period. If that were the case, then you could find yourself budgeting that money. So make sure that refund is as small as possible. You certainly don't want to owe, and there's a way to do that. Here's the way to do this. When you're filling this out, I mean, this worksheet it's a few pages long, and you can go along through this worksheet and answer the questions. It's pretty straightforward, and then voila, you've got the total number of allowances. There's another way to do it. The IRS has a calculator that you can use, that you can plug in all this information, and it will kind of pinpoint exactly how many allowances that you need to claim. I'll put the link to that calculator on the IRS website. Let's kind of take a look at it now, and I'll show you how it works. All right, so here I've gone to the IRS website withholding calculator. Again, I'll put the link at the bottom. But once you're in here, all you need a copy of your last pay stub, because that's going to tell you how much you have withheld so far this year, year to date, and things like that. But it's very simple, very straightforward. I mean, as you can see, you'll need to fill out, if you're single, married, filing jointly, so forth and so on. But you just go through this calculator. Again, it's very straightforward. It really is easier than the worksheets that they go through. So check that out. It will tell you exactly how many allowances to withhold and if you're on the right track. It's a guide. Check it out. It's a little easier than that worksheet. All right, so there you have it, the difference between a W-2, W-4. W-2, the employer is reporting to the IRS and gives you this form so you can file your taxes each year. It shows your wages, shows how much you withheld and so forth. The W-4 is something you fill out, give to your employer to let them know how much you want to withhold in taxes. Remember, the more allowances you claim, the less in taxes they're going to withhold from your paycheck. So the idea is to get a smallest refund you can get. That means more money in your paycheck. So check out that link to the IRS calculator. Hope that helps. We'll see you next time.